What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jay, back with another video. And if you like my content, please like and subscribe. And when you subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell for post notifications so you can be updated whenever I post a new video. So I'm going to be trying something new, so you can expect to see in some of my videos, you're going to have a question of the day. So question of the day today is, what is your favorite game mode and why? Leave that in the comment section below and we can just go ahead and chop it up. But anyway, this gameplay is covering the barrier battle, and I'm going to be going over with some of you guys what the barrier battle is and how you can win barrier battle. So pretty much what barrier battle entails, you will either be attacking or you will be defending. You can figure out what your main objective is in the beginning, before you even get into the match, or it will tell you what you're doing in the game mode. You want to prevent the enemy team from getting to those stakes, right? So when they run up to the stakes, they're going to hold down R2 and it's going to slowly raise the stakes up, and then it'll turn a different color. So as you see, the other stake is already raised up. He's charging for the stake and he's trying to raise it up so he can release the barrier, so then they can also fight the boss, or our boss. With that being said, once both of the barriers are captured, the shields go down for our boss, and then they can start attacking our boss. At that moment, once the barrier is broken, you shouldn't be worrying about the stakes anymore until the barrier goes back up. As you see here, he was able to get that final stake up, and you see he's not even over here by the stakes anymore. He's heading towards our boss. So that is the next objective. So if you're on the attacking side, what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to raise up all the stakes and then attack their boss. So as you see, I got the Toad behind me. They're coming to attack our boss. In the top left corner, you can see his health bar. What you do not want is for that health bar to go to half, or even worse than that, hit 0. If it hits 0, that means you lose. If it goes to half, it gives them more time on the clock. You'll see later on in this gameplay where it actually did get to half. So at this point, your whole team needs to be over here to help defend your boss, because if you can hold off probably like 2 transitions, then it's almost a guaranteed win, because you don't shift back and forth. It's either, when you get into the match, it's either you're attacking or defending, and that's how it is for the whole entire match. If the health bar for the boss goes below half, the boss will switch positions and it will go somewhere else. So as you see here, they weren't able to destroy the boss in enough time, so the shields went back up. You can tell when the shields are going to go back up by looking at the bar below the health bar. So we got the seal power. That's going to slowly start to regenerate, and once that hits at the max, then at that moment the shields will go back up. As you see, it's still people fighting over there for some reason, and they're not going for the stakes on their team. That's a big mistake on their part, because you need those stakes up in order to do damage. You will not be able to do any damage while those stakes are up to the boss, period. It's just that simple. So the best strategy, in my opinion, for this game mode, if you're defending, is to split 2 and 2 and making sure you have 2 healers, or at least 2 people that can survive on their own. So at least like a tank or something to keep people off the node, or somebody that has a lot of crowd control moves. Like I said, 2 healers. But it's good to split off and go into different sections so they can't get to the other stake, and then you just hold them off, because either they're all going to come at one time, which at that moment, if they're all coming at one time to one stake, then one of you can hop off of that stake and leave the other one there to go assist with the other stake, so it doesn't get raised all the way up. In my opinion, in that case, the healer should be the one to stay behind, and then the attacker will proceed, because there's no reason for the healer to make his way over there when there's already going to be a healer over there. You see what I'm saying? So as you see here, the clock is ticking down. We got 20 seconds left, and remember what I said about the halfway mark. It's very close to the halfway mark, but it's not quite there. So as you'll see here, what end up happening is they actually end up getting it below the halfway mark, and it doesn't even matter that the time is almost off, because even though the time is going to hit 0, it's automatically going to go into overtime. And the reason why it's going to go into overtime is because the shield isn't up. So that means it's still free game. So as you see, they take advantage of this and they force the second half overtime. And you've seen how they got 5 additional minutes. So in a situation where if you're an attacker, I would suggest never giving up, because all you have to do is get to that halfway mark to force overtime on the other team and get an additional 5 minutes. Now, I already gave tips for if you're defending. Now, if you're attacking, honestly, you guys can split 2 and 2. It kind of depends on who is your attackers, but it would probably be better if you just rushed 1 point initially with all 4 of you guys, and then once you guys created enough commotion, have one branch off and run to the other pillar, because chances are they probably really won't notice it unless somebody's actively watching. You would definitely want to have a healer for this, at least one. You might not really need to, just at least one. And I would say probably 2 ranges would be great, just for the simple fact that you won't have to really get super close. And until you have like at least like 1 attack, you can have a tank. So probably 2 ranges, a heal and a tank or an attacker. And for the tank, make sure it's like probably like a DPS tank or something like that. It just really kind of all depends, honestly. But for the most part, I would say that is the best ideal way to run it. If you're attacking or defending, just make sure you're preventing them from raising the stakes up if you're defending. And if you're attacking, make sure you're working as a team, because it takes time for you to get those pillars up. And if your teammate is off doing something, you can automatically almost conclude that you probably are going to take that L. Because if the other team is working together as a team, it won't matter what you're trying to do by yourself. Your chances are you raising that stake back up by yourself is like slim to none, period. You can see how long it takes in this gameplay to raise the actual stake up. It takes at least about like 10 to 15 seconds for you to raise the stake up. So good luck doing that by yourself. But anyway, this is how to play and how to win a barrier battle game mode. It's simple, it's really not difficult at all. It just really takes a lot of teamwork, just as the same as all the other game modes. But this is, I would say this one is a little bit more difficult because the objectives, especially if you don't have the right teamwork, in my opinion. Because you can't just sit on a point and just block. You can't block. You have to actually raise up the stake and make yourself vulnerable to enemy hits. And you have to be pretty close just to raise the stake up. But anyway, it's your boy Jay. Catch you in the next video. Don't forget to leave a comment on what is your favorite game mode in the game. See you in the next video. Peace out.
One more minute. More seconds. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Battle complete!